The Siberian cat can be of almost any shade. These animals have a lively and inquisitive nature, well adapted to cold areas. In addition, they are endowed with a heightened hunter instinct, which makes them especially useful for private houses. They will discourage rodents from settling even close to home. History of the origin of Siberian cats. The breed has a long history, but it is not entirely clear how and with whom it began. There are several versions. According to one version, it originated from the Norwegian forest trees, which were brought to Siberia by settlers from the north of Russia in the 16th century. On the other, from Bukhara cats brought by traders from Central Asia. Perhaps both versions are true, and among the ancestors of the Siberians there are both Norwegian and Bukhara cats, as well as local wild species. Thanks to crossbreeding, cats brought from other places have become very resistant to cold weather and improved hunting skills. Some researchers believe that among the ancestors of Siberian cats were Pallas cat. From Siberia, together with merchants, they spread throughout Russia and became the most characteristic Russian breed of cats. There are many classic paintings of the 17th to 19th centuries on which they can be seen. At the same time, Siberian cats were not truly a single breed until their purposeful breeding began in the 1980s. Interesting fact, all large, fluffy and non-white cats were called Siberian. According to these characteristics they were selected to breed. The selected cats came from different regions, initially mainly from Moscow and Leningrad, then individuals from Siberia and the Far East were also added to them. They varied in size, color, coat texture, and so on, making it difficult to breed a single breed. Finally, in 1991, its standard was registered by the World Cat Federation, and in the next few years it gained recognition in other countries. If earlier Siberian cats were distributed only on the territory of the Russian Empire, then the USSR, then in recent decades they are increasingly being imported to Europe and even to other continents. Siberian cat. Breed description. They are quite large, cats weigh 6 to 8 kilograms, and sometimes up to 12 kilograms, cats weigh a little less on average. Grow up to 5 years. The body is large, the muscles are well developed. In addition, they are fluffy, which makes them look even more impressive. To move quickly at this size, they have strong paws, their paws look powerful and wide. They have similar features to Persian cats, a collar on the neck, pants on the hind legs. But the breeds are not related, and if the Siberian cat shows signs that are usually characteristic only of the Persian, then they are considered a vice. The fact is that sometimes these breeds are crossed to obtain new colors of the Siberian cat. Characteristic features of the breed. The head is trapezoidal, large. The transition to the muzzle is smooth, she herself is graceful and expressive thanks to low cheekbones, full cheeks and a convex forehead, ears rounded towards the end and slightly inclined forward, with characteristic tassels. The eyes are set wide and slightly oblique, oval and evenly colored. There are yellow, green or blue, there are many shades that are recognized as desirable. The limbs are medium, thickened and muscular. Summer and winter cover differ significantly. In summer the coat is rather short, only the tail is fluffy. In winter it becomes much longer, it has a collar and the so-called pants on its hind legs. The disadvantages of the breed are overly graceful constitution, fragility of the bones, elongation of the body, too long and or thin limbs, neck. The Siberian cat must have an athletic, powerful body, small eyes, as well as very round, they should be slightly elongated, big or small ears, non-shiny coat. Popular colors of Siberian cats. There are a large number of different colors recognized by the breed standard. Among them, black brindle. It is characterized by black stripes, and between them the wool can be gray, brown or orange. Black paws and tassels, raccoon tail, red. Closely related to black, the offspring of black cats are often red and vice versa. There are also red-black cats, this color is called tortoiseshell. It is noteworthy that in cats of this color you can often see dark orange eyes, which are not considered an undesirable trait for them, but in individuals of other colors they are striped. Notable for the stripes on the legs and tail, and the complete absence of stripes on the body of the cat. It is well transmitted from generation to generation, which is why it is widespread. Smoky. The smoke effect is due to the wide undercoat, so it is much more noticeable when the animal is moving. It is best if, in the absence of movement, there is no movement at all. The stronger the color contrast, the better the smoky color looks. There are many other acceptable colors, only a few of them are listed above. It is worth noting the features associated with white. Completely white is allowed, and white spots are not considered a fault in any other color, unlike spots in other colors. That is, with a white color, the cat should not have spots, it is necessary that the color is uniform. Young pets often have spots that fade over time. There are several colors that are considered undesirable. These are chocolate, cinnamon, Burmese, light beige, lilac, fawn. Among cats with an intense color, those with the brightest coat color are valued first of all. With a lightened color, the opposite is true, the lighter and softer the shade, the better. The nature and habits of Siberian cats. Siberian cats are smart, quick-thinking, endowed with a strong hunting instinct. At the same time, they become attached to the owner and members of his family, show friendliness and sociability to a greater extent than representatives of many other breeds. It is believed that in their character there are many similarities with the dog. So, they are suspicious of strangers, reminding these dogs of guard breeds. Of course, they will not growl at strangers and bite them if they themselves do not show aggression, but at first they will look at the guests with caution and do not want to fall into their hands. Fun fact, Siberian cats do not like noise, but they get along with children. Provided that they are no longer too small and do not begin to squeeze them too much and even more so to pull the tail, such children can be scratched. Usually they don't mind playing, but they don't play too much, they are calm enough. If the owner is not up to her, the Siberian cat will not run around him and demand to play, she will go about her business or just sleep. Often it falls apart on its back and raises its legs up. Likes to bask in the sun in funny poses. Sometimes it happens that the owner himself decided to cuddle her, but she is not in the mood. In this case, it is better to leave the cat alone, otherwise she may get angry. They don't always get along with other pets. Some easily accept new members into the family and even protect them from strangers, others offend smaller cats and even small dogs. In general, they often conflict with dogs. Even if those are larger, Siberian cats often begin to bully them themselves and try to show that they are the owners of the house. They tend to hunt various hamsters and rats and refuse to admit that they are pets and not prey that has sneaked into the house. Interesting facts about Siberian cats. As natural-born hunters, Siberian cats love to watch their surroundings from some hill, and even in an apartment they regularly climb on cabinets, shelves, and windowsills. If the cat has the opportunity to climb the chandelier, she will definitely try it, so make sure that the chandelier is safe and strong or that the pet does not have access to it. Siberian cats understand intonation well and remember commands, for example, they can be trained to bring small objects. But they are quite stubborn and will not always do it at the first call, like some dogs. To make it easier to train a cat, you need to turn the process into a game, reward her for her successes, and not scold her for their absence. Siberian cats with color-point color were singled out as an independent breed called Neva Masquerade. The coat of a Siberian cat is so long and dense that it protects it, not only from the cold, but also from almost any rain, except the strongest ones. The undercoat does not get wet, and the guard hair dries quickly. Some Siberian cats secrete much less of the FeL-D1 protein, which causes allergies in some people. Thanks to this, many allergy-prone people who cannot keep ordinary cats can easily tolerate living in the same house with Siberian cats. Unfortunately, it is impossible to establish in advance whether this will be so. The absence of allergy to a kitten does not mean at all that, after he grows up, everything will remain the same. Although, if there is no reaction to his parents, most likely it will not appear on him either. Pros and cons of Siberian cats. Before deciding whether to start a cat of this breed, you need to carefully weigh its advantages and disadvantages in comparison with others. To make it easier, we will give an approximate list of those and others. Of course, for someone one thing will be very important and the other completely insignificant. For someone it will seem important features that are not reflected at all further, but you can make a rough idea. Pros. Friendliness and energy. The Siberian cat loves to play with people. When in a good mood, she calmly refers to the fact that she is being squeezed. Mind, it is quite easy to teach her the rules of behavior in the house, and she can even remember a few commands. Beauty. They are fluffy and very beautiful. It is not for nothing that in the West there are cues for each kitten. Health. They rarely get sick, especially if they are well kept, and can live up to 15 to 20 years. Unobtrusiveness. If a Siberian cat sees that the owner is not up to her, she will not be spinning around, but will go about her business. Ability is almost everything that humans are. Minuses. The need for hair care. It will need to be regularly and thoroughly combed out, otherwise wool will fly around the apartment and the pet itself will lose a significant part of its outer gloss. The need for walks. In a private home, a cat will often walk for most of the day, which is sometimes fraught with torn ears and other injuries. In the apartment, she must be taken out for a walk at least for a couple of hours. Aggression towards other pets. Such a cat most likely will not give life to rodents and other small pets. It can easily not get along well with large dogs and other cats. Siberian cat care. They prefer to live in country houses because they love to walk and hunt freely, which cannot be done in the city. Rodents are exterminated very effectively, surpassing other breeds in this, that is why they have become so common. But you can keep them in a city apartment, only in this case you will have to walk more often. Siberian cats are far from being as demanding in this respect as dogs, but at least once a week it is worth going out with them on the street, and for a long time. It is better to arrange walks every 2 or 3 days, because if the cat does not throw out energy during a walk, it will do it in the apartment. Then the furnishings will not be good, she may even show aggression towards the owner. Since there are different cases, and even if you usually have time for walks, sometimes you have to skip them, it is useful to arrange a special corner for games, so that the cat does not destroy the interior throughout the apartment in such cases. Interesting fact, another useful acquisition can be a comfortable bed. The cat itself can just as well settle on your furniture, and will not complain, but then you will have to clean it of fur. You need to take care of the fur carefully, especially during molting. The pet should be combed too, and preferably 3 times a week. The rest of the time, it is enough to arrange this procedure once a week. Use a special long-toothed comb for her, so that there is less wool in the house. Do not forget about the slicker. It is already worth starting to comb the kitten, then the pet will get used to it, will not be overly nervous and break free. It is not worth bathing your pet too often, he himself will successfully maintain the cleanliness of the fur. The procedure is performed once every 3 months, but thoroughly, you need to wash the cat with a special shampoo. While the majority of ordinary cats hate swimming and resist the procedure in every possible way, the Siberian cats are calm. Of course, there are exceptions, but if you teach your pet to swim from youth, after each rewarding him with something, then over time he will get used to it and will calmly let himself be washed, and in nature he can even climb into the water himself. Trying to catch fish, you need to bathe the cat in the bathroom with water with a temperature of slightly less than 40 degrees centigrade. It is imperative to wipe it thoroughly, wrap it in a towel and make sure that it does not get caught in a draft while drying. Long-haired cats are very prone to catch colds when their coat gets wet, while it is dry, they do not even care about frost. Instead of cutting nails, it is better to buy a scratching post, and keep in mind, if you do not, then the pet will sharpen its claws on furniture, walls or other objects that it considers most convenient for this. Even their regular haircut won't help. Your pet's ears need to be cleaned every week. Siberian cat. Price and how to buy correctly. Choosing a kitten complicates the variety of colors of this breed. Using it, some sellers can sell outbred kittens under the guise of Siberian. To exclude such a risk, it is better to contact reputable breeders or nurseries. The best age to acquire a kitten is 3.5 to 4 months. At this time, they are already strong enough to survive the resettlement relatively painlessly, but their habits have not yet been formed, so you can raise the pet yourself, and you will not have to retrain it, as if you take a 5 to 6 month old kitten. After the kitten turns 3 months old, but its appearance can already be judged how much it meets the breed standard. Although it is still not fully formed, the coat is still very soft, and the ears at this age are set closer. The kitten should be well fed, but not too well, show a keen interest in everything new. In particular, his interest should extend directly to you. Try to pick him up, he should not try to break free and run away. It's not scary if he looks angular and disproportionate, for this age this is normal. You can ask for photos of the kitten from the time when he was a few weeks old, as well as his parents. The kitten should already have powerful legs and a wide chest, he himself should look strong. The eyes of kittens at this age are slightly elongated, it's not scary if there are no tassels on the ears yet. It is imperative that the fur shine and there are no signs of ill health or lack of grooming. Important fact, when you buy, you must be provided with information about which vaccinations were given, as well as the pedigree. If you take a cat, not just as a pet, but also for exhibitions or breeding, then only clubs with membership in international associations will do. A Siberian kitten without documents can be purchased for $50. A kitten with a good pedigree and meeting all standards will cost more. The cost can differ at times, it depends on how rare the color of the cat is. Usually it ranges from $200 to $400. The Siberian cat has its own characteristics, among which the need for walks, and sometimes not the easiest character. Sometimes the owner has to look for an approach to her, but she will become an ideal pet for those who do not like to pay too much attention to them and constantly communicate like with dogs, but want to have a more independent animal.